Bonjour class. Today we're going to start with talking about some verbs, and then we're going to move into talking about some pronouns to replace various parts of our sentences to make them flow more smoothly and make us sound more native. Let's get rolling. First things first, vouloir. We've talked through this verb multiple times throughout the past semester together because vouloir, to want, is a pretty important verb, but our book finally lets you have it as something to master. So we're going to talk through the forms. You can écouter, répéter if you'd like. Here we go. Je veux, tu veux, il veut, elle veut, on veut. Nous voulons, vous voulez, ils veulent, elles veulent. Remember, I'm never pronouncing that ENT, it's just there for show to make sure I say the L. And you'll notice as well that voulons et voulez are much closer to the infinitive vouloir. That's a really common phenomenon. And of course, they keep their traditional endings, ONS and EZ. It is the singulars that take on new patterns, XXT. And then in the past tense, it's also irregular. It's an avoir verb, but the participle is voulu. Voulu. All right, moving on to our next verb. We have pouvoir, to be able to. When you say I can, you're saying that you're able to do. So je peux is I can. Je peux, tu peux, il peut, elle peut, on peut, nous pouvons, vous pouvez, ils peuvent, elles peuvent. You see again that same pattern where the nous and the vous stick closer to the infinitive form and keep their traditional endings, while the singulars take on that XXT pattern. And of course, I am still not pronouncing that ENT on the third person plural. In the past tense, this one is also irregular, avoir pu, but to be able to in the past tense in the terms of passé composé is a little bit more complicated because you're saying that you were once able to do something for a finite amount of time in the past. More often you'll see it in the imparfait, which is the continuous past, which I haven't uploaded information on yet, but I will soon. Devoir, like homework, les devoirs, is something that you have to do. Devoir means to have to or to owe. So you can owe someone money, or you can say that you must do something. That's the ways in which devoir is used. Je dois, I must. Je dois. Tu dois, il doit, elle doit, on doit, nous devons, vous devez, ils doivent, elles doivent. Again, you're seeing here an irregularity in the singulars, but something a little more normal for the nous and vous forms. And then we go back to a little bit of craziness for the third person plural. And don't forget, the ENT must appear but can't be said. And then for the past tense, this is also irregular, an avoir dû. You can say that you owed someone money in the past because you owed them money for a period of time, and then it was over whenever you paid that money, right? But to have to, or the idea of must, is much more common in the imparfait, the continuous past. So those are our new verbs. Feel free to listen to me talk through them as many times as you like. We're going to go ahead and move into our new pronouns. I, which is spelled, of course, with that Y. I is there, meaning there in terms of a place. So we often say things like, je vais à Paris. But if I want to replace à Paris with a pronoun, j'y vais. I go there. Now notice it does the same flip that you're used to seeing with our le and lui and les, right? Or me, vous. They all go before the verb. It's the same way with I. I goes before the verb. Now, when you're going to a place, it makes sense that you say, I go there. But it's required in French that you have a location when you are going anywhere. And so it's very easy Whenever you don't know the name of the specific place or how exactly you want to say it, you say j'y vais. Now, there are other verbs where this is less compulsory, like Lindsay étudie à Washington University in St. Louis, right? So that's the place where she is studying. You can just say Lindsay étudie, she studies. But if you want to say she studies there, right? If I ask, does Lindsay study at Washington University in St. Louis? You say, oui, Lindsay y étudie. She studies there. And then there's en, which means some, and it too is required, and it's a little bit strange. So you remember when we did the partitive and we talked through the de la, if you want some apple, you say de la pomme, or if you want some potatoes, you need des pommes de terre, or if you want some pizza, you need to say de la pizza. Well, the thing that replaces that some is en. So if you don't want to specify what you're having some of, you say en. I'm having some of it. I'm having some. Donc, if I have some, right? J'ai des pommes de terre. J'en ai. I have some of them. I have some. You can't just say j'ai in French and stop. You have to say that you have some of them. You have to say that you have it, things like that. And so it's a little bit more compulsory. Whenever someone asks you, do you have potatoes? You have to say, j'en ai. I have some of them. Je vois des petits oiseaux, which means I see little birds, right? Je vois des petits oiseaux. You can replace this as well with j'en vois. I see some of them. I see some of them. J'en vois. Now this gets even a little bit trickier when we're talking about having a specific quantity of something. So if I was starving one day and I say, je mange 3 baguettes, pas un, pas deux, mais 3 baguettes, then I have to say, j'en mange 3. I ate 3 of them. So if someone is asking you, how many children do you have? You have to say, I have 1 of them. I have 2 of them. How many dogs do you have? I have 1 of them. So that would come out, j'en ai un. J'en ai un. If you have 1 of them. But if you have 10 cats, you really love cats, you say, j'en ai 10. You can't just stop with, yeah, I have some. You have to tell me how many, the quantity, if it's something that is countable like that. And that is everything I have for you this week. I look forward to seeing you in class. Bonne semaine!